Did you hang out with your ex? You already have an answer, I know, but let's talk about it. I'm the social health guy, and I share the relationship science that they don't want you to know. So here's the situation. This person hung out with their ex earlier in the week, and they revealed some information to them that they really didn't want to know. Pause the video here. I'll get out of your way if you want to read the whole thing. But basically, the situation is that this person hung out with their ex. Their ex said some things that triggered them. That basically allowed the ex to impose their worldview on this person, and this person felt like they reverted back into the person that they were supposed to be for the ex. Does that make sense? And they kind of like lost their way, and they felt like they didn't have a voice at all. And then they snapped out of it a few days later when they went and saw some friends that were like, yo, what's going on? The question specifically is, how do you deal with emotional exhaustion? What do you do when you're reminded that an older version of you is all people will see? How do I become less reactive to situations like this so that it doesn't affect my daily life? I can't address all of these in a TikTok, so I'm going to focus in on two things. First, just straight up, it sounds like this person is emotionally manipulating you. So that's something to address, and it might not make sense for this person to be in your life at all anymore. I am not a fan of cutting people out entirely unless that is what's required for your mental and social health. If this person is actively degrading your mental health and also harming your other relationships, then yeah, they probably don't deserve to be there anymore. But I don't have all the context, so I don't know what the background is here. Maybe this person does have positive intents, and the way that you guys are communicating is just unfortunately leading to something that feels a lot like emotional manipulation. Now, as for the second thing, for how you can be less reactive, it takes a lot of practice and a lot of data for you to understand the what and the why and the how that these things affect on your life. I don't know if that sentence structure made sense, but I think you know what I'm saying. It takes a lot of trial and error, and you got to start tracking that stuff. Treat it just like you do your physical health. And I personally use Anu for that because I can just talk about my relationships throughout the day, and then I can see those insights, and I can see when I'm starting to slip into the same old patterns of my past that I don't want to slip back into. You know, it might not be the perfect situation to use this, but it might be helpful. Ultimately, it sounds like you have a couple big decisions to make. The first is whether or not you want this person in your life. The second is if you do, if you're willing, both of you, to put in the work to fix the things that need to be fixed. If I'm honest, from what I've seen so far, it doesn't sound like they deserve to be in your life, my friend. But that choice ultimately is up to you. I'll leave you with one final relationship science tip, which is that it's actually okay, a little bit of a hot take, but it's okay for you and the other person to change one another in a relationship. There's something called the Michelangelo effect, where in the same way that Michelangelo sculpted David, the two people in the relationship kind of over time sculpt one another into better versions of themselves. But the key principle there is that you're both becoming people that you actually want to be thanks to the other person.